Hi, my name is Fizzy. I recently saw a video with the title "My Minecraft starter house is 100% copper," and it was a good video, but it got me thinking. I could take this idea and give it a unique spin, so I created a resource pack which imposed the copper block texture on every single block in Minecraft. You might be thinking, what's even the point? Well, the point is, we are going to try and beat the game while my Minecraft world is 100% copper. Can it be done? Stay tuned to find out. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe. We have a lot of Minecraft videos planned for the future, and the best way to not miss out is by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. Now let's get some things out of the way while we get started. This is the seed we used for the video. It's on the screen right now, so you can check it out if you'd like to. I feel like some people might want to see the world for themselves, so I'm giving you the seed for your benefit. The next thing I want to talk about is I've added some features to this resource pack, so this playthrough is not mind-numbingly painful. I did not change the water and lava textures, even though I could have made those changes, and it was because of aesthetic reasons. It looked really nice to have the water and the lava, but it also helps me to not accidentally fall into lava lakes while I'm walking around the overworld. Another thing is I made all the ores have the oxidized copper block texture, because mining for materials would be near impossible if the ores blended in with the rest of the blocks. It's certainly doable. You can beat the game even if every block was literally the same texture, but we're not going to do that here. I've actually already done that before with netherite blocks. You can check that out if you'd like to. Now, getting into the gameplay side of things, you might have noticed that mining for ores has gotten a lot easier in 1.17. You can now pick up raw pieces of ore instead of the ore blocks themselves. Since I didn't retexture items, this made my life so much easier when doing inventory management, as you'll soon come to see. After getting myself the basic tools and some armor as well, the next goal was to find food. Lucky for me, there were some sheep just chilling around the spawn area, so I was able to get some mutton and wool for beds at the same time. I also found a broken nether portal which had a flint and steel and some obsidian, so it wasn't a bad find. Unfortunately, there wasn't much lava, so going to the nether early was not an option. From here on in, my main focus was to find a lava lake so I could make a portal. I also had my hopes up for finding a village so we could maybe get some food and trade with fletching villagers, but that didn't end up happening. I also had some fun going down in caves looking for iron because, honestly, playing with this resource pack didn't feel like a hindrance. Obviously, all the ores look the same, so there's a bit of trial and error in finding the right materials, but that hardly disrupts the gameplay. I remember as soon as I started the world, it was disorienting, but as soon as I played it for a few minutes, I was like, okay, you know what, this isn't that bad. Our focus is to defeat the Ender Dragon. All these blocks here, they don't really matter. If you were actually playing this as a let's play or a survival world that you were playing for the long term, yes, this would be ridiculous, and you shouldn't be playing on this resource pack because you wouldn't be able to build a proper house because you wouldn't know what you'd be building it out of. You could be building it out of dirt or wood or stone and it would all look the same, so there's really just no point in playing this. But if you're doing it just the way I am and just going for the Ender Dragon, this resource pack isn't that bad. At this point in the playthrough, there wasn't much going on. I smelted my raw iron and made some armor out of it, and then I did some more exploring. We can honestly just time-lapse a lot of it because it's hella boring and no one needs to see it. But after getting frustrated with not finding a lava lake after so much time, I remembered a tip from someone that you can generally find lava lakes under bodies of water. I gave it a shot, and there was nothing. I think I was just going off some useless knowledge and it wasn't actually true, but I was still determined to find a lava lake, so I just started digging in one direction. My assumption was maybe I'll find a cave and I'll get lucky. Well, I did find some gold, which was going to be very useful for making some gold armor. If you didn't already know, wearing gold in the Nether will stop piglins from turning hostile towards you, so at least I had something to keep me safe when I eventually got to that dimension. And as luck would have it, I did find a lava lake. I made my nether portal, speedrunner style, and then hopped in. Now here is where things got difficult. I was hoping for a few things to go my way to make this part of the playthrough as seamless as possible. First, I wanted to spawn in a warped forest. That way I could get my ender pearls fairly quickly without having to trade with piglins. Secondly, I wanted to be somewhat near a nether fortress. That way I could get my blaze rods and then I'd be pretty much done with the nether. Finally, I did not want to spawn in a basalt delta biome because it is the most annoying biome to have to deal with. Of course, we got the ladder. We ended up in a basalt delta, and this is the first time the texture pack had actually made my life harder. Since every block looks the same, that includes magma blocks, which can damage you when you walk on top of them, and I will not be able to tell them apart from every other block in the Nether. Basalt deltas tend to have lots of magma blocks as well, meaning that I had to restrict my movement a lot by crouching everywhere I went. Oh, and by the way, there's also magma cubes, which are giant bouncy boys that will attack you and even push you into lava if you are not careful. Suffice to say, I was very annoyed, but after navigating this biome, I had a stroke of luck and found a warped forest. So I grinded for ender pearls from the enderman and actually got way more than I needed. I went back to my portal, dumped the ender pearls in a chest in the overworld, and now it was time to go back and find the Nether fortress. This part was really just a bunch of exploring until I got lucky. I honestly wish there was a less RNG way of finding the fortress, but I guess the developers don't want to make the game too easy. I found the fortress and set up a slow but effective killing chamber to farm the blaze rods. I know it's not the most efficient way to go about things, but honestly I was really proud of it. After that, I headed back and I now had everything I needed to take on the Ender Dragon. On my way back to the surface, I was kind of embarrassed because I ended up finding a lava lake that was on the surface, only a few blocks from where I went digging down for a lava lake. It's a shame, but we had no time to dwell on my stupidity. Now I needed to find the stronghold and get lots of wool and food to prepare for the final fight. The food is going to be useful for obvious reasons, and the wool I'll be using to make lots of beds so I can try to kill the Ender Dragon using a intentional game mechanic where you can blow up beds in the end dimension. I threw my eyes and then followed them for a while, and then after some time I finally narrowed in on the stronghold. I accidentally mined near a cave spider spawner and got into a bit of a scuffle with those spiders, but it was actually helpful because they dropped string and I really needed to make a bow and arrow for the end. A little bit more digging after that, and then the end portal was found. I got myself prepped, activated the portal, and mentally prepared myself to beat Minecraft using this insane resource pack. After jumping into the end, I had already made a mistake. I didn't even bring enough arrows to take down the end crystals, and it was too late. I was already in the end, and I had to find an alternative way to take down the crystals. Lucky for me, I had experience in climbing the towers using only water buckets, so off I went, knocking off one after another after another. I was making some good progress, and even though the dragon was adamant on killing me, I pulled off some amazing clutches with both my water bucket and with some ender pearls I still had. There was nothing that was going to stop me. I took out more and more towers until eventually I had the last one dealt with. All that was left to do was blow up the dragon with beds, and we'd be done with this challenge. Or maybe not. This was a stupid mistake. A really stupid mistake. My guess was I instinctively jumped up to place a new bed, but since there was already a bed up there, I ended up detonating the bed at point blank. No problem, I set my spawn near the portal so in case of this situation would happen, so I went back in. Oh, because of the surrounding fire, some of my items got destroyed. That really sucks, but I was determined to finish what I started. I had the crystals down already, so it shouldn't take too long. And after a combination of using beds to blow up the dragon and also meleeing the dragon with my axe, I finally was able to bring the dragon down. There you go. That's it right there. The dragon is dead, and I just beat Minecraft on my custom copper resource pack. It was definitely an interesting challenge, but I can say that it wasn't too difficult. The only major downfalls I had were at the end, and it's not like I can blame them on the resource pack. It was just me being stupid. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed and want to stay up to date with my latest content. And also let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see me do it again in a different sort of way, different texture packs. I'm down for anything. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.